Hello, welcome back. I feel like I changed my camera angle every time. I literally have what I normally use to do that, to do the thing behind me. Do the thing to put the camera on. But today I'm putting it on my bed for some reason. I don't know. Hello. This is welcome to the video of what I read in March. I didn't read much, as you will see. I need to preference it by saying I am very behind on my reading goal. Like, I think I'm like 13 books behind, 4 to 5,000 pages behind. Like, it's bad. That is purely because this is purely because I had a show for the whole month of March. So what happened was my boyfriend came to visit in February for a week, and I didn't read much because he was here and we're long distance, so obviously I'm not going to read a bunch when my long distance partner's here. Like, no, that's not gonna happen. And then as soon as he left, I went into rehearsals for my show for school, and that's like every single day from Monday to Friday I'd be at the school, not counting courses, from like 6 to 10 p.m. every single day, and I wouldn't usually get home till close to 11. And then the last 2 weeks before show, so that we end, show was last day of show was the 23rd, so the last 2 weeks I was at school every single day. So, and then I had all my projects, so I just didn't have time to read. I've already finished quite a few books in April. Today is April 9th, so a few more have been read, thankfully. Are we going to get to 150 books? I don't know. I don't know what the summer is going to hold for me, because school's now done. I have a couple exams, couple of the tiny things to fill in, and then I'm done everything. So I don't know what summer's gonna hold for me. I do have the blog. I need to write this week's excerpt because I kind of forgot to do that. So I will be updating that like every week. I want to make at least one excerpt, like, hello, how you doing, kind of thing. I'm very busy still, like mentally, I'm still like all over the place. But yeah, I have the blog going. I have my Instagram. I'm trying to upload like every so often, every couple days. I'm really bad at social media in general, so it's quite hard for me to be like, is this something I want to post? How do I make this look nice, kind of thing. So bear with me while I'm jumping over this learning curve. I know people are like, oh, it's so easy, you just do this or you just do this. Yes, well, I'm horrible with technology. I don't know why. I love making content, but I'm horrible at it, so bear with me. Again, as always, I'm looking here because I like looking at myself. It's instead of looking here. I don't know why, it's just like a talky thing. Anyways, let's just get into it. This is a really long intro for like a really short video. The first book I read, again, I didn't grab the book because I only read one of the books that I actually own, so I didn't grab it, sorry. I read Anne of Avonlea by L.M. Montgomery, which is the second book of Anne of Green Gables series, which you haven't read, you must read. It is an amazing series, and it is just so, it's very nostalgic for me and very important to me, and like, it was the first musical I ever did, so I love the series, and I'm finally reading it, and I love it. Anne of Avonlea follows Anne after the first book, obviously, because it's the second book of the series, where she's like starting to like, go up. She's done school, but she's not in university yet. It's like kind of like the gap year, so she lives with like Marilla, and she kind of like figures out what she wants to do. We get into like insight of like other people in the community, and it ends with how they want to go into the next year. I'm still reading the series. I find the books, it takes a long time to read though, because they're quite short books. They're 320 pages. I'm looking down because my book's on for. I find they're quite short books, but they're long to read because of the way it's written. They're not like books where you're like, oh my god, it's gonna happen. It's kind of like, okay, I can do this. This is like something chill, like nothing too serious is happening. I'm not too worried that anyone's gonna die, or like, for the most part, it's pretty like, okay, this is happening, this is fine. So there's that. But I recommend the books. I still have how many more? I still have 4 more to read, so you'll see them pop out throughout the year. They're not books I'm gonna read all at once. I have many other books on the go right now. My goal to read for April, we're gonna see if I get through them all. But yeah. The next book I read was A Duet with the Siren Duke by Elise Kova. This is the Married to Magic series. This is, I think, book 4 or 5. I think it's 4. I will say, in my opinion, it is the weakest of all the Married to Magic. I only gave it 3 stars because I did finish it, and there were parts that were enjoyable. I think it was just a weird concept because all the other concepts were like, okay, I can see it like married to an elf king or like the Fey Prince or the Vampire Lord or whatever, like the Vampire Duke. And then it's just like a siren, but it's like siren or fish people. And it was like that concept was really weird and kind of throwing me off, as well as oh my god, my words are leaving me. As well as just like there was areas that were very, I don't know how I feel about this, and very slow. Like I felt like it dragged on. Like I felt like the first 50% of the book could have been like the 20% of the book. Like, it did not need to be as long. The ending really picked up, which is like why I kind of enjoyed it. The ending really picked up and was like, oh, okay, things are happening. And they did mention something that made me want to go back and reread the other books about someone. This was a spoiler if you really care, but also this series is kind of like, can't really spoil it. Someone's daughter, a character in that book, his daughter is the girl in the Elf Prince book. And so to me that means there's gonna be another story connecting them all, because it's always, in these books, it's always been explained that it is connected, like not directly, but it'll mention the previous book, like, oh, like the Elf Prince is now married, like, oh, that prophecy's fulfilled, now this one's gonna happen, or like, you know, it's always been very much, oh, they're connected, like they're happening, but they're not happening, like, yeah. So they're very long books and they're very fun to read. I hope the next ones pick up more, because I did actually enjoy the first couple, like Elf Prince and Fey Lord or whatever the hell they were called. They were fun to read. The next two, the vampire one slowed down a bit and this one was really slow, so I'm hoping in her next one, because I think there's another one coming out, is faster. And I kind of hope they all get intertwined somehow, which I know would be so many characters, but it sounds like there's going to be. I don't know. Anyways, the next book I read was a Geronimo Stilton book, so I really don't have any input to add, except I read I'm Too Fond of My Fur, which is book 4, which is really funny to me, because I was talking to my roommate, we went to the bookstore, and this is a little like antidote or tangent, I don't know, whatever, and she was like, let's just go look at the Geronimo Stilton books. Like, yeah, sure. And we go, and we're both like, oh, we swear these books were bigger when we were younger. Like, yeah. But I was like, they have like none. Like, I remember being a small child, and Thea Stilton was my jam as a child. And they were like, no books. There might have been 10 Geronimo Stilton books in the whole bookstore. And I was like, I remember like these were the thing to read. So it made me a little sad that I'm like, are kids not reading this anymore? I don't know. And I also said to her, I was like, I'm someone who collects books. Like, I will buy a book if it's a good deal, even if I don't know if I'm gonna like it, because A, I want to collect books, and I want to have a good library, and I think it's important to just read things you don't know if you're gonna like. But also, yeah. And then another thing I am very passionate about is, I don't know if I'll ever have children. Obviously, I'm 20, but I want to have children's books, because books are so expensive that I don't want to buy like 20 books when I have a child in 10 years or 15 years and drop $100 on books when I could be collecting them in my 20s and be like, oh, here you go. And I'm like, Geronimo Stilton are the perfect books for that. But they don't sell them anymore. Like, you have to order them online, which is so sad. Anyways, tangent aside. The last book I read, yes, you heard that right. I read 4 books in March. That is sad. For reference, I'm supposed to read like 12.5 a month or something to be on track, so I need to read like 20 this month, which probably won't happen, although I am reading some manga, and manga's really quick reads, so we have some hope. Some, not a lot, but some. The next book I did read the other 2 books in the series at the top of April, because I read this at the very end of March. It was To Bleed a Crystal Bloom by Sarah H. Parker. I gave this 5 stars. So this book is fantasy. I didn't write down how many pages it was. I think it was like almost 600. Fantasy, very fast-paced. It's like a Rapunzel retelling, but really messed up, if that makes sense. So they live in this world, and there's multiple kingdoms, and it starts with a prologue of one of the characters like having to, oh, how do I even explain this? This isn't a spoiler because it's the very beginning of the book, but if you don't want to hear it, just bye, whatever. So it starts with like Yeah, the one of the characters starts with the R. I can't say any of the names, which is normal. Um, he's like, oh, he has to like kill someone because she's been like bitten by this creature or something, and she'll get infected and die. But her last dying wish is for him to take care of her daughter because they were like friends or something. So he's like, of course, and he goes to this girl, and then like, it's weird because of how it's written. It's like she smells her, and it's like, I must protect her for all the wrong reasons. And I was like, what? And the book goes on, and it's like really, really weird. And you're like, is he evil? Like, it goes back and forth to you don't know who's evil and who's good until the very end of the third book. And I still don't know who's good and who's bad. And there's still books more coming out. So, is it really unhealthy relationships and really twisted, toxic? Yes. Everything is wrong in this book. You should not take any, but that's books. It literally has you on your toes the whole time because it's like, I remember I was reading the third book, which we will talk about next time as well, but I was reading the third book and I was like, oh, this is fine, but I was like, okay, who's good? I'm like, because everyone's killing everyone, everyone's betraying everyone, everyone's like trying to like be helpful and be nice as well to everyone, so I'm like, who's good, who's bad? I was like, it's morally gray to the uttermost extremes for every character. It's like everyone only cares about themselves, and it is to the point that you're like, who am I supposed to be rooting for? Then it's like, it was so stressful reading, but it was very fun reading, which is why I'm like 5 stars. At least the first one. I don't know if I get the rest, but yes. So to wrap that up in a nice little summary, I read 4 books, 1,378 pages, and 20.1.27 hours. And you're like, that's weird, you didn't say any audiobooks. I know, I rent all my audiobooks from the library, so I don't always finish them before they get taken back. So I will have times where I'm like halfway done or 3/4 way done a book and it's yeeted away. I am almost done some books that I am back on hold for, so we will be getting those later. They will hopefully be counting soon. But yeah. Oh my god. What should I do today? Let's do, if you're reading a manga, or if you like manga or anime, or animes that have manga, because I'm really into that right now again, what series should I read? Because I'm reading a lot again. I read Soul Eater, which I've never read before. My roommate had it, and it's fun. So let me know if there's like any anime or graphic novels that I should read that are really fun. I'm okay with anything. Manga, as a general rule, I've never read one I didn't like. And I read a wide range of genres as a child. 10 years ago? 10 years ago I was 10, so yeah. About 5 to 10 years ago, I read a wide range of genres. I don't know why mangas, I mean, in general, I read across the board for books, so any genre. What's your favorite manga if you read manga? And if you don't read manga, what's your current read? That's what we'll do today. And I will see you all, no idea when. Check the blog for updates and Instagram. And yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day or evening or week or whatever. And I'll see you all next time. Bye.